Hi, I'm Natalie, and I never thought I'd be telling this story. Just turned 28 last month and working as a marketing manager in Chicago. Life was pretty great until my future mother in law turned it into a nightmare. I met James at a coffee shop 2 years ago. Total rom com moment. He spilled his latte all over my laptop. Instead of getting mad, I laughed at his horrified face. And that's how it all started. After dating for a year and a half, he proposed, and I was over the moon. "You have to meet my mom and stepsister," James said one day. "They're dying to know who finally caught me." That first dinner, I should have seen the red flags. Sandra, my future mother-in-law, kept comparing me to Emma, her precious daughter. "Oh, Emma went to Yale. Where did you go to college again, dear?" And, "Emma is such an amazing cook. Do you cook, Natalie?" "Don't let my mom get to you," James would say. "She's just protective." But it got worse. Every family dinner became a showcase of Emma's achievements. Emma just got promoted. Emma is learning French. Emma would look beautiful in a wedding dress like that. I called my best friend Rachel after another tense dinner. "Girl, something's not right with your future Mel." I know. She literally moved Emma's chair closer to James at dinner. It was so weird. Document everything. Trust me on this. I should have listened sooner. Yesterday, I went to try on my dream wedding dress with Rachel. When we got back to my apartment, Sandra was there. "How did you get in?" "James gave me a spare key ages ago. I wanted to see your dress." I showed her, trying to be nice. Big mistake. "This won't do. Emma tried on something similar last year. Looked much better on her." "Sandra, this is my wedding dress." "No, it's not." She pulled out a lighter. "My son deserves better. He deserves someone like Emma. It happened so fast. The dress went up in flames while Rachel recorded everything on her phone." "Are you crazy?" Rachel screamed, calling 911. "James will thank me later," Sandra said calmly, walking out. James rushed over after my tearful call. "She did what?" "Your mom burned my wedding dress. She's obsessed with setting you up with Emma." "Baby, I'm so sorry. I never thought she'd—" "James," Rachel interrupted, showing him the video. "Your mother needs help." Now I'm sitting here, destroyed dress in a heap, planning my next move. Sandra thinks she's won, that James will run to Emma, but she has no idea what's coming. You don't mess with a bride's wedding dress and get away with it. This isn't just about a dress anymore. It's about standing up to a toxic woman who thinks she can control her son's life. And trust me, revenge is going to be sweet. "Look what your crazy mother posted on Facebook." Rachel showed me her phone. Sandra had shared photos of Emma in wedding dresses with the caption, "Future Mrs. Anderson, a mother can dream." I was still dealing with the police report from the dress burning incident when James stormed in. "Mom's lost it. She's telling everyone you attacked her after she tried to save me from a gold digger." "She what?" My hands were shaking. "Your mother burned my $3,000 dress and now she's playing victim?" My phone buzzed. Another text from Sandra. "Just give up, sweetie. James and Emma were meant to be. They dated in college before we got married to her father." James, "Is this true? About you and Emma?" He sat down heavily. "One date, freshman year before our parents got married. It was nothing. Mom's been obsessed with it ever since her divorce from Emma's dad." Maria, our wedding planner, called in a panic. "Natalie, someone's been calling vendors canceling appointments using your name. Let me guess. Phone number ends in 4879? Yes. How did—" "That's Sandra's number. Document everything." Rachel paced the room. "We need to set up cameras. She's getting bolder." "Already on it," James said. "I had security cameras installed at our place yesterday. Mom still has a key she won't return." Right on cue, Emma walked into my apartment unannounced. "Natalie, we need to talk." "How did you get in?" "Mom's key. Listen, I know what she's doing. She's been showing me old photos of me and James, talking about rekindling the flame. She even bought me a wedding dress." James looked horrified. "She what?" "I'm not interested in James," Emma continued. "I'm actually engaged to someone else. Mom doesn't know yet." "This is perfect," Rachel grinned. "We can use this." I noticed Emma's engagement ring for the first time. Your mom's going to flip when she finds out. That's why I'm here. I want to help expose her. She's gone too far, trying to force relationships, burning dresses. She needs help. My phone kept buzzing with texts from Sandra. Think about James's happiness. You're being selfish. Emma comes from better family background. Keep those texts, Rachel advised. And Emma, we're going to need your help with something big. I looked at James. You okay with this? Mom needs to be stopped. I'm done with her manipulation. We spent the next hour planning. With Emma on our side and cameras in place, Sandra wouldn't know what hit her. The dress was just the beginning. Now we had proof of harassment, breaking and entering, and vendor sabotage. One thing's certain, I said, looking at my burned dress photos. Your mom's about to learn why you don't mess with a bride. The security cameras caught Sandra sneaking into our apartment at 3 a.m., going through our wedding plans. But that wasn't even the craziest part of the week. Your mom just tried to book my venue for Emma's surprise wedding on our date. Maria was fuming on the phone. She offered them double the deposit. Did they accept? No, but she's called every vendor on your list. I've never seen anything like this. Emma rushed into my office during lunch. Mom's gone completely off the rails. She's telling everyone I broke off my engagement because I'm still in love with James. She what? She's invited the whole family to dinner tonight to celebrate my return to my senses. My fiancé Kyle is livid. Perfect timing for our plan. We'd rigged Sandra's house with cameras during her spa day. Everyone clear on tonight's plan? Rachel checked our group chat. The family dinner was a masterpiece of chaos. Sandra had outdone herself, placing Emma next to James and me at the kids' table. Before we eat, I have an announcement, Sandra beamed. Emma and James have finally realized they're meant to be together. James stood up. What are you talking about, Mom? Oh, honey, no need to hide it. I saw you two meeting for coffee last week. You mean when I told him I'm marrying Kyle? Emma pulled out her phone. And why were you following us? Sandra's face dropped. What? No, that's not. Or maybe we should talk about this. I connected my phone to her TV, playing footage of her breaking into our apartment. How dare you spy on me? I was protecting my son. By burning my dress, canceling our vendors, stalking your own daughter? Sandra lunged for my phone, but Kyle walked in, right on cue. Hello, future mother-in-law. Interesting party you're throwing for your daughter. My fiancé? You? Sandra pointed at Kyle. You're ruining everything. Mom, the only one ruining things is you, James said quietly. We have footage of everything. The dress, the break-ins, the vendor calls. I did it for you. That girl isn't good enough. Emma is perfect for you. I'm calling the police, Rachel announced, phone already out. You can't. I'm his mother. A mother who committed arson, harassment, and stalking, Emma added. I can't believe you try to force me to marry my ex-stepbrother. The family watched in shock as Sandra collapsed into theatrical sobs. You're all against me. I just wanted what's best. The best would have been accepting my choices, James said, holding my hand. Officers are on their way. You need help, Mom. You'll regret this. Emma, tell them. Tell them how you and James were meant to be together. Mom, I'm marrying Kyle. James is marrying Natalie. This obsession needs to stop. The police arrived as Sandra threw a wine glass at the wall. Her mascara-streaked face turned to me. This is all your fault. You turned everyone against me. No, Sandra. I stood firm. You did this to yourself. As they let her out, she was still screaming about perfect couples and ungrateful children. The other family members sat in stunned silence, years of manipulation finally exposed. James squeezed my hand. I'm so sorry about all this. Don't be. Some people create their own storms and get upset when it rains. The courthouse hallway fell silent as the judge's decision echoed. 6 months in jail, 3 years probation, and mandatory psychiatric evaluation for Sandra, plus a restraining order keeping her 500 feet away from me, James, and all our wedding venues. I can't believe she pled not guilty even with all the evidence. Rachel shook her head. Did you see her face when they showed the dress burning video? Emma joined us. She still thinks she did nothing wrong. The community fallout hit hard and fast. Sandra's country club membership? Canceled. Her bridge club? Disbanded. Her reputation? Shattered. Half the neighborhood's calling me the crazy lady's daughter, Emma sighed during our coffee meetup. But honestly, it's worth it. Kyle and I moved our wedding up. We're doing a destination thing next month. Smart move. Fresh start. Far from here. You guys should come. Unlike some people, I actually want my brother and his fiancé at my wedding. Back home, James was finalizing paperwork. Just sold Mom's share of the family business. Dad agreed she can't be trusted anymore. How are you holding up? Better than expected. Maria found us an amazing new venue. Beachfront, better than the first one. The doorbell rang. Sandra's sister Linda stood there, looking uncomfortable. I brought some old family photos James might want. And I'm sorry. We all ignored the signs for years. Come in, Linda. Want to see our new wedding plans? She teared up at the invitation. You're still inviting me after everything? You're not your sister. Plus, someone needs to be mother of the groom. 2 months later, our wedding day arrived. Drama-free and perfect. Emma and Kyle flew in from their honeymoon to celebrate. Got a postcard from Mom, Emma mentioned during the reception. She's finally getting therapy in jail. Says she's sorry. Too little, too late? I asked. James pulled me onto the dance floor. No talk about my mom today. This is our moment. Remember when she said I wasn't good enough for you? Yeah, and look how that turned out. You're stuck with me now, Mrs. Anderson. Could have been worse. I could have been stuck with your ex-stepsister. We laughed, spinning under the lights. Rachel caught the bouquet. Linda cried happy tears, and Emma and Kyle snuck away early for their flight back to Bali. Later that night, James found a letter from Sandra in his jacket. Without opening it, he ripped it up and let the pieces float into the ocean. Some bridges deserve to burn, he smiled, taking my hand. Looking at him in the moonlight, I realized Sandra had given us an unexpected gift. In trying to break us apart, she'd only made us stronger. Sometimes the worst people bring out the best in you and show you exactly who your real family is. What would you do if you discovered your mother-in-law has been secretly planning to set up your fiancé with their ex-stepsister? Would you expose her immediately or gather evidence like Natalie did to ensure maximum consequences? Share your thoughts in the comments below. How far would you go to protect your relationship from toxic family members? If you enjoyed Natalie's revenge story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more dramatic, real-life stories of standing up to toxic people. New stories every week about family drama, revenge, and justice served. Stay tuned for our next video. You won't want to miss what happens when another toxic mill tries to ruin her son's life.